So late into the night, upon the night of Saint Edgar.
Upon the night of Edgar.
Wouldst that I might, but more of our brethren doth arrive, and Roland doth instruct me that
Religious
machines
tightwads
must be
all around on the night of Edgar. All that is metal is not of the builder alone, as all that is wood is not of the trickster alone. Wood can be shaped and carved, serve as part of the great house of the master builder. Even iron can't serve contrary to its nature, for the glory and service of the false gods. Oh my, it's all going a bit Warhammer 40k now, isn't it? Dante's word turn their eye to the Soul Forge, where the builder himself smote down the workings of the heretic Karus and his wicked crafts. I have an impression that's probably referring to the events of a previous game, most likely. Because I haven't actually played any of the previous. I played like a couple of seconds of two. That's about it.
Too much.
Have a gas bomb.
I see him not working beside thee at thy task.
'Tis true.
The distilled
Yet
farts of
our
a thousand
most blessed
heretics.
Saint Edgar didst not earn his glory.
Go to sleep, fools! The perfect grime! Tread on you. My god, limbo dancing champion. They're everywhere in this universe. Would you believe it? Get the legs! How do they work? Right. That's gonna make noise, isn't it? Okay. Duly noted, game, duly noted. Probably turn that off. I say off. Out. Modern parlance convening on the, can't think of the right word now. Basically, it's not the right word, is what we're saying here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he squeals, it's probably not a tiger, it's probably a man in a tiger skin rug. God knows what he was doing out there. Aha! Brethren! All of thee be reminded, none may use the stamping machine save they are permitted by Chief Worker Roland. Should thou have permission, thou may obtain the unstamped gift from the storage area. You should place it squarely in the centre of the machine, but be wary of the sparks and shards when the machine doth activate. Brother, health and safety. God, even religious fanatics aren't safe from it. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Except the places where it actually matters, the place where it should be. I find in my experience. Not that I can really say anything about that, because in this day and age, saying bad things about your workplace usually results in litigation and you being fired. Because that's fair. That's fair. Okay, where the hell am I even supposed to be going here? This way looks as good as any, I guess, because I don't really have any other ideas. Because this is where the dude is, isn't it? Yeah, definitely dudeage in that direction. Although, what is he guarding, I wonder? That one, yes, okay, that word that I still can't say. Reliquary. Reliquary? I'm pronouncing it's not supposed to be two split words. I know it's have a singular pronunciation. I just can't seem to say it. I hear him muttering to himself as well. I'm not blind to that. Or deaf to that. Synesthesia is a hell of a thing. Okay. See all the words. I can hear the words and see the sounds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Speaking of diamonds, anything in here? Arrows. That's immensely disappointing. I seem to find a lot of these actually. It's like the game wants me to go around murdering people. It doesn't really strike me as Garrett's character, you know? But I'm immensely tempted. Yeah, it's just the other side of the reliquary. It's getting closer to running it into one word, but it's still not quite there, is it? You actually guarding anything, you're just walking around in circles aimlessly? Yeah. Well, got me pay for the month, because it's time to wander around aimlessly. What's this? The Bellows Interchange Grill. Well, always knew you were full of hot air, son. Oh, snap. Okay, moving on. Places and directions. That's very creepy, isn't it? Reminds me of Silent Hill. Don't know what I just did. Oh, I turned that off. So I made the place even darker. Superb. Well, Not so much for you guys, especially because I recently found out that every time the text blur appears on the screen, apparently the autocorrect feature uses the text as like the primary light source for some bizarre reason and just instantly darkens the rest of the scene. But considering how often the guards tend to speak to themselves and things, that again, it's something we have to take note in the future when I'm walking around. If the guards start speaking, try and look at an actual light source, so that you guys aren't completely blinded for the, 10 or 15. That's the machine, isn't it? Yeah, excellent. Hey there, buddy. Oh, I feel a blackjack coming on. Exactly. Down you go. You fool. Can I... well, no magic for me then, I guess. It's alright, I didn't want to be a wizard anyway. The hell is that? Zombie? Zombie? Can I burn the... I can burn the zombie, apparently. Molten metal seems a little overkill for the undead. Unless perhaps it's molten silver, maybe. That might be necessary, I guess, after a fashion, but I don't know. Ooh, skull. No, I don't need that. Wilson! Can I go through here? Nope, that's just a picture of a vent. It's not an actual vent for usage, that's merely a decorative vent. It's industrial art deco. Okay, there's more zombies around, according to the grumbling and the growling I can hear. That's immensely terrifying in every possible respect. Shut up, you damn creatures. That's mine. Brother Roland, praise be thou, High Priest Cretus has secured the chalice in the factory. I have destroyed the stamped gear as instructed. Now it can be made by stamping the machine. But stamped gear is naught without High Priest Cretus' holy symbol. Yeah, we already know this. We've got the symbol, we just need the... I imagine this is somehow we ended up in the factory before going and securing MC Hammer's totem. Inspector Drept. You know, speaking of, I am slightly annoyed that in my entire time in the Hammerite facility, I've not yet once seen a single pair of parachute pants. Nor have I found any signs reading "Don't touch this." So, yeah, just, I don't know, a little disappointed by that. Perhaps a little bit too highbrow a humour. Or high waistband, at least, anyway. Okay, doesn't seem to be anyone in here. Wasn't Drepta like the extreme zealot? Oh no, he was the one that was after the hag, wasn't he? The hag that may or may not actually exist. I think you find that's mine. So I got my fingerprints all over it, that makes it mine. Mine investigation in truth continues to pace into years long gone. More deaths have I learned of in that fit the pattern. The city guards care for naught beyond the tips of their noses, so no connection did they see. In a death 30 years past, the skin of the victim was destroyed or removed. Another case 'twas 6 years later, and the report only says that the body was mutilated. Although it doth note, a bent and aged woman was seen nearby. It's the hag. It's the feasting of the hideous hag. Who, considering the amounts of I'm finding about her, just like as folklore, and now as one of the Hammerite Inspector's private obsession, increasingly points me towards the worrying notion that I'm going to be encountering said hag at some point. And I sort of have very much doubt she's going to want to serve me tea and cookies. I have a sneaking suspicion she's going to want to make a fine burlap knapsack out of my bollocks. That seems more like it really now, doesn't it? And the question is, how long will it be until that happens? I've heard a lot of like weird conversations just as I've been dotting around the city. I mean, I think some of the things I've cut out, obviously, just when I was like looking around, getting what's the word? Extra cash, based by you. Not to be too frank, just mugging the citizenry. I figured that'd be a thing Garrett would do. Knock people out, take their shit. Not actually killing anyone, so it's all in good fun in the end. Besides, how many silver monocles does one person really need? Let's find out today. No. Just taking the moment to stop and think as well. I have around about an hour and a half to record today. So I figure if I get all of this, well, that's it all, but as much as this done as with I can, I should be able to at least finish the Hammerite mission. I mean, I assume it's not going to be too long. I mean, the reviews I've read say that something to do with the way the game was designed, but the levels can't actually be as long as they were in, say, Thief 2, I think it was, famously. Because, like I say, the graphics, although not particularly impressive even with the HD patch, were apparently bleeding cutting edge at the time, and as a result, the actual game had to be scaled back to accommodate that that increase in visual definition, or its complexity, anyhow. Although, what am I gonna say? I mean, I don't know how they would have managed to use, like, I said, the bloody at times almost infuriatingly competent AI on a more grandiose scale, you know, larger levels, that sort of business. I think the smaller setting allows them to make things a bit more interesting in terms of, you know, what you can actually do with the levels, what you can do with the AI, what you can do with the interactions the AI can have with its environment. You can program things a bit more intricately, I think. We haven't got so many variables to account for. Again, I might be talking out of my backside, but this is just my personal take on the matter. And, what else was I going to say? Well, something else I wanted to go over. What was it now? Just while we had a moment. Well, there's nothing particularly going to go after us when I'm busy, you know, in this note screen. Oh, that was it, wasn't it? I was trying to decide, now I've got access to, like, the entire game catalogue of the world, basically. Now I'm using a PC to do all this. Is there anything else you folks would actually like to see? Anything in particular? I mean, obviously, that, you know, come next year you guys will be getting Dark Souls 3, like it or not. That goes without saying. But in the meantime, there's going to be all sorts of odds and ends we could do. I mean, would you like to see me sort of go backward through this series? Try out, you know, Thief 2 and maybe 1. I mean, I think Thief 1 is of an age now where unless you played it originally, you're not really gonna like it when you play it for the first time. It's sort of like what I like to think of as the Dark Forces effect. I mean, I love Dark Forces 2 specifically, Jedi Knight. But whenever I try to introduce that game to new people, even people who like retro gaming, they just don't get on with it. I think there is a big part of nostalgia that keeps a certain era of game alive for the player base. It might just be me. Actually, no, we couldn't play a game called. I'm about to say we could actually give that game a go, but we can't. Because ironically, even though I can run that game on my MacBook using Crossover, it won't run on Windows 7. It just won't boot for some reason. Specifically on the 64-bit of Windows 7, which is what I'm using here. Which saddens me greatly, I've got to say. I mean, we don't have to go backward. I mean, we could go forward, do something more recent. I mean, I've been thinking of giving the most recent foray into King's Quest again. It's my girlfriend's, you know, favourite series growing up. She's got me to play a couple of the games here and there. And now that the game has sort of officially moved out of point and click into actual walk-around controls, I think I'll be able to get more into it. I mean, I understand that the story and humour sticks to, like, pretty much the same general pattern as it used to. But it's just the gameplay has evolved to be something, in my opinion, less irritating. Sorry, baby, but yeah, point and click. Bleh. Just not my. I like to actually be able to control my characters. What can I say? So yeah, I'm thinking either that. I mean, we could skip that entirely and do something actually on the PS4. Because my PS4 is sitting there completely unused. And speaking of unused, I've been sat here for like the past, God, like 3 or 4 minutes, haven't I? Just waffling bollocks. Sorry about that. I am really, I didn't mean to just waffle on like that. I got completely distracted about what we were talking about. L'Oreal. You're worth it. There should be a reckoning is what it actually said, of course. Hello? The Journal of Inspector Drap. Inspector Drap. It's the hag. Could the hag be but a figment? No. No, Parsons! I cannot doubt these beliefs, for none but them follow me. L'Oreal, my dear friend, was killed. So many hours have been in the years since, and if I do not seek justice, then there shall be none. The crimes I pursue should know more than children's rhymes and rumours. But I will not turn aside. Oh my god. Even amongst the Hammer Bros, you're a bit of a nut, aren't you? Or should that be a nail? Whatever. Point being, bad things gonna happen, yeah? To pretty much everyone involved. I'm just finding... The amount I'm finding, this pretty much guarantees this is either going to be part of the main story, or a side quest that's... Knowing the way my luck tends to run these things, I'm pretty much bound to run into. I mean, let's face it, I don't have the best of luck when it comes to avoiding, like, terrifying or difficult side quests, now do I? There's anyone who's... Well, actually no, none of you actually see me play The Witcher 3. Except for maybe a few people who watched my, me playing the very start of it on Twitch a couple of weeks ago. My god, that game though. That game kicks my butt regularly. Even now, I've been playing on Death March, because, you know, long established that I was playing the hardest difficulty because I actually hate myself. And, yeah, even basic level enemies will still occasionally just, like, catch me at the wrong moment. You know, if, like, my magic shield not up, or perhaps two of them will hit me at once and stun lock me, and, yeah, enemies, like, 3 or 4 levels below me will end up, like, gang banging Geralt to death. Which, no pun intended, is very authentic from what I understand it. Very true to how, you know, the threat of the monsters is portrayed within the novels. The idea that being a witcher doesn't guarantee you a win, it just means that you're less likely to cark it instantly than your average fella. Which is a pretty grim way of looking at it, but perhaps a bit more accurate than other such novels that would be very tempted to make the witchers all superhumans that casually shrug monsters aside with clicks of their fingers and waves of fire. Nothing wrong with that, it's a nice bit of spectacle, but I do kind of appreciate the idea that all these extreme mutations and such the witchers undergo and all the intense training doesn't make them, like, guaranteed to win fights against monsters. It just, I say, it makes them less likely to die instantly than your average human. It's a nice touch, I think. What else was I going to say? See, I've got a lot to get through throughout the course of this. I mean, there are bits and pieces as well. It'd be like, I'm trying to decide whether or not to just completely cut, like, the runs between missions. I mean, I know occasionally you'll get, like, side quests in the hub world, but unless something actively pops up, I'm just wondering, do you guys want to see me, like, cut out the hub world transitions entirely? Unless I, actually find something. Or do you guys want the full experience of me running back and forth, selling stuff, seeing what I actually buy, how much I get for my loot? I suppose, seeing how much I get for my loot could act as like a way of you guys judging how well I'm actually doing. Do I struggle for cash, or do I always have enough on hand to get the supplies I want? It's all part of the experience, I suppose, after a fashion. But, I don't know. I apologize, by the way, that I've probably spent like 3-4 minutes just talking to myself. But, there are some things that, you just need to be not playing a game in order to properly get off your chest. You to properly think through without utterly ballsing them up, as I'm increasingly want to do. Okay, we'll actually move on now, though. What's the switch actually do? Oh, right, it turns those off. Yeah, I already knew this. I don't know why I'm surprised to find that's what it does. Let's close the door. Should probably actually lock it again, actually, but we'll give that a miss. There we go. The perfect crime. The perfect crime. There's still a lot of ambient glow in this room. I don't know if that'll actually translate into the final video. Because Mojave seems to like immensely darkening my videos, which then YouTube darkens even more. Bless you. Thank you. Who said that? Seriously, I'll be the worst thief. I would end up doing that. I'm just too polite for my own good. Okay, the stairwell. Okay. And you're somebody walking around on metal by the sound of it. Which is not good news for me, because the only way I can avoid making noise on metal is to sneak. Which makes me very, very slow. Which means I'm going to need bloody moss arrows. Not to use moss arrows, should I say. I'm curious. Do the guards not notice that the ground is suddenly covered in leafy vegetation? I mean, I think the Hammerites especially, with their hatred of all things nature, which I can kind of appreciate actually, if I'm honest. Being a hay fever sufferer and all. You have to wonder, would they not be a little disconcerted to find sudden patches of vegetation in the midst of their industrial paradise? I can't see them being overly happy, to put it mildly.
Vigilance is our shield that protects us from our squalid past. Knowledge is our weapon with which we carve a path to an enlightened future.
How very Andrew Ryan of you. Yet I can't see it working. I suppose if worst comes to worst, I can chuck a gas bomb at him. That seems like a terrible waste. These things I don't see these things being particularly prolific, considering they're like a guaranteed way to knock out swaves of enemies at once, even if they're alerted.
Evil men, for cancer
You saw nothing! You saw nothing!
both slay the wicked and preserve his own.
Yeah, the perfect crime!
And when the trickster came, the man who has built his house of straw didst see it fall. And
Had nothing to do with the trickster. That's because he built a house from straw.
didst see it fall.
Well, that said, compacted straw is actually supposed to be an immensely strong building material, comparable to brick.
Didst laugh at the trickster and was rendered
As long as it's properly, oh
immune.
god. As long as it's properly
Shield
compacted.
me from the chaotic
You saw nothing! Oh, fuck you! I didn't even move!
Now fall!
Piss- Oh, come on!
Again.
Why is my aim so bad?
Dost thou know who I am?
No?
Coward! Stop thy flight!
Oh, god, ow! Hammers to the spine hurt, you know. Well, gotta say I'm not appreciating all this blunt force trauma, by the way. I think it was jolly unnecessary, if you ask me. Is he gone? Is he naffed off? God, I hope so. I'm not this guy's greatest fan, gotta admit. You should kindly bagger off. I'd appreciate it, son. Is he gone? I think he's gone. You gone?
Thou hast prevailed this time, wretch!
Yeah, the perfect crime! As always. Okay. 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 Shut up, zombie. 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 We say woo, woo. Zombie. Zombie. You clomping around over there. I'm so gonna blackjack you in the back of the skull. Oh, just you wait, son.
Canst build a chapel with twigs and moss. 'Tis not right to live in trees or caves. I thank thee, O builder, for showing us the way.
You got real hard on for the Industrial Revolution, huh? Nope. Time to kill you. Well, I say, just mildly concuss, more accurately. Oh, go to sleep. Jackass. Excellent. Didn't even need to put him down there myself. The perfect crime. The perfect crime. Okay. Ah, itchy nose, itchy nose, itchy nose. The transform regulator. Ah, of course, right next to the pulse phase inducer. And the quantum beam entangler. I should have known. I should have known. Turn that off. Compendium and precepts. The chisel is 0%, blah 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 blah. Yeah, just general shite by the look of it. Just have fleets to go so God has been self. Yeah, just yeah. Essentially, be grateful that the church protects you, takes all your shit to make things better. Blah blah blah. Give the church all your crap. That's essentially what this is saying here. Pretty standard shite by the look of it. All the indoctrination. I mean, this has got a lot of I can't exactly call it subtle. It's a pretty broad stab at religion in general, isn't it? Like the main religion of the game is like essentially parodying all the things that people have concerns about when it comes to established religion and cultism. Actually, believe it or not, there's quite some number of parallels between the concerns people have with both. Just differences to the degree with which those concerns are actually expressed and taken seriously. If I may indulge in a moment of social commentary amongst, all this stealing of fat loot that I'm currently doing. I mean, obviously, this seems like the perfect time to talk about the mores and mores of civilized society. When I'm in the middle of stealing everything that isn't bolted to the floor. Because that isn't hypocritical in the slightest. My defense of that is, of course, that I'm a video game protagonist. I'm intended to swipe anything that isn't actively restricted from me. And by actively, I mean that isn't guarded by a boojum or a werewolf. Some freakish combination of the two. And even then, I'll give it a stab at actually taking it, be it, by sneaking by or stabbing said monstrosity in the face. So I guess it doesn't really matter what you put in the way, I'll still try and take it. At least in video games, anyhow. Yeah, it's no wonder people in, the NPCs don't particularly seem fond to see you half the time. When you actually stop and think about it, is it? Even when you're not playing as, someone who actively self-categorizes as a thief. You're always taking everyone's shit. Link's the worst for it. Always has been. Probably always will be. Actually, there's a game. Oh, that's what. There's a game on Steam, isn't there? Actually, no, it's only in Greenlight at the moment, but one that talks about this idea of you playing as one of the NPCs who's sick and tired of having all their shit stolen, and goes on their own little adventure to try and reclaim what was taken from them by the quote-unquote heroes. But such is life. Oh God. Perhaps I shouldn't have done this at this time of night. That final page I'm sure you were all waiting for. Ooh. Puddles for people to slip in. Getting lubricated up in here, don't you know? 80%. I'm actually quite close to that 90% the expert mode needs, apparently. Closer than I realised, at least, anyway. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Click. Click, 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 click. Click, click, clicky. Oh, I said clicky, clicky, clicky. Click. Click, click, clicky, click. And what's in the box? Arrows. Are you pissing kidding me? No, evidently not. Well, I wasted my time. Is the gear even in here? Ah! Knew it! Knew I wasn't mad. Not entirely, anyway. Those lying therapists. Okay, moving swiftly along. Swiftly, Mr. Swiftly. I do believe the machine was back in this direction. Shut up, zombie. Fine, I'll give you a bit of screen time. Will you shut up then? I can't even interact with the door. Yep, there he is. Yep, well done. You're undead. Have somebody drop a key through the roof. Make your way out. Make something of yourself, son. You two. Perhaps you could be rivals. Make a TV series out of it. Okay. Ooh, what's this? Yeah. We already know about this. Right. Use the machine. Throw the switch, Igor. Ooh, fuck. Remember it says sparks and bolts and things. Prefer not to die horribly. Yes, it's alive. It's alive. Shut up. You're ruining the moment. No one at all going to question why the machinery that you've been told not to touch is suddenly active? Not exactly subtly either. No, apparently no one cares. Apparently no one cares. I'll take this then. Da-da-da. I do believe that now means we both... Yeah, we have both, rather, the necessary objects. Well, I know for that there's a dude up there. I can hear him tromping around. I have a feeling that's the way I need to go as well. If I'm right, I should be back into the place we need to go. What I can still not pronounce correctly. At least not to my own satisfaction, anyhow. Okay. Let's drop a quick save here. Before things inevitably go badly. Okay. Okay. Right. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Mr. Sneaky.
Hey! Needs thou
God
a
damn
lesson
it.
in fighting?
Ow! Apparently. Nah, you missed. Need thou a lesson in fighting? Well, I'll go search elsewhere. I'll give you a lesson in running the away though. Da 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 da. Really? Really, Garrett? Really? You can't hop that knee-high wall. I've got to turn slightly to the side and climb up on the one piece of climbable wall, have I? Especially... Ooh! Didn't mean to do that, but yeah, sure, we'll go with that. There we go. Lower the cage. The cage is coming down! It's a cage match! That jackass still looking... Actually, I bet he still is looking for me, isn't he? Yep, which means he's not coming this way. It suits me just damn fine, I'll have you know. Just damn fine indeed. The perfect crime!
The chalice. That's probably too much to hope for that no one misses it.
I'm 1% off getting the score required for completing expert mode. Oh well, it's kind of nice to know that it's possible. I could, in theory, maybe do it. You know, if I actually knew a bit better where everything was. Right, now, was there a thing up here I saw earlier? Aha! Perfect. Let's leave. Leave this place and never return. Where the hell? Oh, I'm at the... yeah. This is the place I saw earlier, that I couldn't get in up to, even. So I was right, the storage area was around there. I just couldn't access it from down below. You fools. You fools. I'm very surprised when they find out half the goddamn church has been knocked the fuck out.
Builder, lead me against the dark towards the light. Fire of the forge, water of the chalice, hammer of the god. Once in a life,
Houses of the deity.
the builder ask thee for a task.
Dinner
'Tis
fork
the greatest of honors,
of the divinity.
but it is told, doth no man recognize the question when it
Blah 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 blah. Seriously, stop the sermons, bruh. Okay. See you in the next episode, folks. Bye-bye.
Now that I have the chalice, I'm one step closer to the books in the Keeper library. Those prophecies had better be worth the trouble. My little raid isn't going to endear me to the hammers.
Oh my. Google my stats. 60 minutes for the entire mission. 7 people blackjack. Caught 5 times. Okay. Picked 5 locks. Picked 1 pocket. 'Cause you've got to pick a pocket or two. Yes, you've got to pick a pocket or two. Yes, you've got to pick a pocket or two.